It's no secret that there are terrible people in the world. And the reality is, a lot of times, those terrible people can also be those that make things that you really enjoy. Hey everyone, my name's Christian Verstappen, and I have a lot to say about many things. I want to talk about, well, this idea has been known as many, many different things. Death of the author, separating the art from the artist, all kinds of things of that nature. But I want to talk about the concept and pose the question, can you separate the art from the artist? In my opinion, the answer is not only you can, but you have to. I've talked before how I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man, and I am. And I'm not the biggest fan of the direction the series has gone since, well, at least outside of the comics, probably 2014 or somewhere around there. None of the animated series after Spectacular Spider-Man were any good, and Spectacular Spider-Man is still like the best thing ever, so fight me, IRL. But I just like the character in general. The character, the world, the series, all that good stuff. So, months ago, I had found out about this fan project called Spider-Man Lotus. And my god, it looked amazing. It is the most professional looking fan film I've ever seen from anything. But regardless of how good it looks, and I'm debating whether I want to watch and discuss the trailer here because, no, you know what? Yeah, we're going to go through that too. Because I want you to understand how good this looks like it's going to be, and then we're going to get into the issues, the controversy, and how this all relates. I don't think any of this would be copyrighted. I'd be super pissed if it would, because it's not like they own Spider-Man or anything. Besides, people react to trailers all the time, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Look at what you
Yeah, they just put out this final trailer.
She's gone. Because of me. A lot of people are now. And I can't do anything to stop it.
You weren't the only person who lost something that day, but you can't admit that because you're too selfish to think about anyone else.
No matter what you do, everyone you love will wind up stuck in your web.
So the whole concept of this is basically Peter dealing with the grief of losing Gwen and everything of that nature. This is where he'll really connect with Peter, and he'll have his falling out with Harry, as you saw there. But if you showed me this and said this is a Hollywood film, I'd believe you. I mean, this is incredibly well done.
I know what it's like to feel lost and alone. You're convinced that you're the only one hiding, but I'm right here with you.
There are people out there who need Spider-Man. And that's more important than what I need.
Hi, Tim. It's nice to meet you. I'm Spider-Man.
My only gripe with that, you shake with your right hand, not your left. Oh yeah, then we have this cinematography here. I mean, this incredible VFX going on.
This mask, it means something to a lot of people. I don't know the future, but what I do know is that you're brave.
Even the costume designs, I mean, these characters are right out of the comic, but they don't look like super hokey and stuff. They look really good.
I will always be Spider-Man. Not because I want to, because I have to.
I don't think there's anything after that. Yeah, just saying it's 2023. Cool, great. So, why are we talking about this? Well, first of all, I want to explain. This looks like something that this is a project by people who really understand the character of Spider-Man. Before they did this entire series where they broke down what each season of a Spider-Man series would look like to them, and I guess it went on for 10 seasons. It's kind of like Smallville and that kind of thing. It's that kind of tone. And it is very well done. It's just them talking about it, really. But it's very, very well done. And from everything that I've seen of these people, it seems like Gavin and his team really understand the character of Spider-Man. But here's the thing, and I'm not going to go into this video specifically, but here he is addressing everything only a month ago. Why is that? Well, because our boy Gavin here is not just the star of this series, this fan film, nor is he only the director. I think he wrote it. I'm not entirely sure what his involvement is, but not only is he, a major player in those ways, it's recently surfaced, and when I say recently, I mean in the past couple months, that he did a lot of shady shit and said a lot of really bad things, especially racial, toward the way that he would talk about certain people, black people primarily, and all these other different things. And it just came to light that a lot of stuff that he did really showed him to be not a great guy. Not a great guy. And there were a bunch of people wanting to essentially boycott the entire project then and say, well, then I don't want anything to do with this. We're not going to see this. We're not going to support it, etc., etc. But here's the thing. This is what I very strongly believe. Whether it be this, or it be J.K. Rowling and her transphobia, if you're a Harry Potter fan, or anything like that, you can consume a product without supporting the creator of said product. And personally, I think that this mentality that a lot of people have about thinking it's some type of progressive activism to do things like, oh, I'm not going to eat a Chick-fil-A because they support horrible policies for the LGBT community. Now, I haven't eaten a Chick-fil-A in years, so like, I don't really care. But if you want to do that personally, that's fine. But I don't think it makes you any more or less of a person if you do or don't partake in a product because you don't agree with what the production company stands for, what they've done, or anything like that. I mean, if you did that with everything, you could do your grocery shopping and have a murderer or a predator who hasn't been caught yet or something. And you're not going to then say, oh, well, I'm not going to, I don't know, what are you going to do? Like hide under a rock and not go anywhere or do anything because a bad person could be distributing your product to you? No, of course not. In 2020, I talked about this briefly before. I will talk about it again. I actually have an entire video I'm going to go over it eventually. But I talked before. We'll just do Drake Bell, famous for the Nickelodeon show Drake and Josh and my hero growing up, was convicted and pled guilty to child endangerment. And essentially what that came down to was he sent kids nudes. And he claimed that he didn't know they were kids. I don't know if that's true or not. I kind of have a feeling it wasn't. Pretty sure it wasn't. I don't believe him, I'll put it that way. But what I learned after him and then my favorite band, All Time Low, also had allegations against them for misconduct with underage fans. And it was really primarily just Jack. It wasn't even the other three. But even still, I realized something. I could either have these things destroy everything that I've loved these artists for, or I could move past that and say, okay, maybe they are not good people, but they did produce good products that I like. I literally have at least one All Time Low song for everything. For being in love, for heartbreak, for pumping me up and encouraging me throughout life in general, for Christmas, like for everything. And growing up, Drake Bell was my hero as well. I will get into the specifics more and how personally that affected me. But what I realized, and just to be clear real quick, these are allegations, especially with All Time Low. They actually sued for defamation and won. So it is possible that in their case, it wasn't actually true. But what I had to come to the realization was that even if it was, I couldn't let this stuff just continue. I couldn't let it ruin my enjoyment for movies or music or video games, anything. I cringe a little bit whenever I hear of Drake Bell now, and I cringe a little bit whenever fans mention Drake and Josh or a friend wants to watch Drake and Josh or anything like that. I do. But there was a great video that College Humor did years ago. This was, I'd say back in 2020. Great timing. Where it was titled Allegations Are Making It Impossible to Watch Anything. This is the thumbnail. I would like to show those. The entire premise of this video, we're not going to bother going through the whole thing, but the character Raph here is going through this entire... You know what? Actually, yeah, we are going to go through the video. Love College Humor, by the way. Them and people like Adam Ruins Everything, which was through College Humor originally, are also some of the things that helped open my mind to more progressive ideas as well, and realize that things are a lot more complicated than you might originally think, might be led to believe.
Raph,
Also, they're just funny as hell.
what is this?
Oh, my Matt Lauer memorabilia.
Oh yeah, I heard all the allegations against him.
Yeah, I'm glad he got called out, though. I'll never support that guy again.
Damn, James Franco too.
Good riddance.
Goodness. Well, what are you watching?
A Dog's Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh man, it's crazy all those allegations that golden retriever's getting, right?
What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, you haven't heard? It's wild. So his female co-stars are saying that he came in.
Don't tell me now. I'm halfway through the movie.
Well, this will just be a second. So he came in.
No, you don't understand. Once you tell me all the horrible things that he did, I'll feel too conflicted to watch the movie.
Well, you already know he's been accused of something, Raph. So what? You're just gonna willingly turn a blind eye to what he's done?
You're right. I do wish I had watched this earlier now, though. Why do people keep doing bad things?
Have you seen that new Dame Judi Dench movie?
No. I better get started on that now while I still can.
Why? She hasn't been accused of anything.
If she did, I wouldn't be able to watch her movies anymore. Hold on, my call.
See, so the whole premise of this, right, is, and I'm just gonna, explain it. Explaining the joke, that always makes it funnier, right? But I love this idea because, and I went back and found this video again because it expertly showed, and just like in a funny way, it expertly showed me the insanity you would go through to actually try to live by the standard of, oh, I can't view or consume any content by people that have done bad things, essentially.
Hey, Raph? Hey, but... Oh no, are you okay?
I'm watching all the greatest works from Bob Balaban.
Okay, first off, that's disgusting. Don't pee in jars. I don't know who Bob Balaban is.
He's the quintessential guy from The Thing.
Do you really need to watch all of his stuff?
I already can't watch any Weinstein movie, because screw that guy. But that's like half the movies from the 90s. Bob Balaban's face has been in everything. From Close Encounters of the Third Kind to Seinfeld.
Okay, well, has he been accused of anything?
No. There's no reason to believe that Bob Balaban has done anything wrong to anyone.
Okay.
But if he did, I wouldn't be able to watch Broad City, Gosford Park, The West Wing, The Good Wife. What about Bob?
Yeah, see, this is exactly, because this is how I was feeling, and this is how you can feel if you want to do the right thing, and you're morally conflicted with this idea of, how can I continue viewing this content, consuming this content, this entertainment, now knowing that these people or this corporation or whatever it is has done horrible things? Look, Amazon has absolutely horrible work practices. And I'm sure many of you still do, order from them all the time. Walmart has horrible work practices. I shop there every week. That's where I do the majority of my shopping. All companies and people involved, there are going to be products and things that you consume where horrible things happen. Nabisco, the way that they produce their products, their cookies, even especially Oreos, which are my favorite cookies, is horrendous. They literally have slavery. They're just using slavery in other countries and such, in parts of Africa. Does that stop me from eating their cookies? No, because if you are to live in such a way to say, okay, I can never consume something that was produced unethically, or I can never produce something I can never consume something that was produced by bad people, there's so much you're just not going to do.
No, wait, that was Richard Dreyfuss. Oh, come on! Richard Dreyfuss, too? Now I'll never get to watch Jaws. Stop doing bad things! Ha!
And College Humor used to be so great. I really did. They were one of my favorite channels on YouTube. And I would still say that I'd still say they are. Unfortunately, they don't make real content anymore. I mean, they do. They have like this thing called the Laugh Room and stuff, but Anyway, this isn't a nostalgia thing for college. God, nostalgic for college humor. That's wild, but it's true.
I'm on a Will Smith now. He's a triple threat, so I've been learning his music too. Wow, wow.
Stop it! Will Smith hasn't done anything.
I'm not saying Will Smith has done anything wrong. But if he did, I wouldn't be able to enjoy any of his work anymore. Oh, wow,
Stop
wow.
it! Shut up! Hey.
There's not enough time. I can't watch it all. There's not enough time.
The only criticism I have with that is that they don't actually leave the audience with the positive message that, well, I mean, I guess they kind of do, because they spell it out pretty well that this is crazy. You can't live like this. What Raph is doing to himself, and what a lot of people do to themselves, is insane. You cannot live your life in a way where you just don't consume things that because you don't agree with how they were. I mean, you can, but you're going to be limiting yourself a shit ton. Another really good example of this, also from College Humor. This is one of the things I like about College Humor too. I would say they are very much the kind of progressive that I am, where they aren't like shoving stuff down your face. They're not like BuzzFeed where they're being like overly woke about bullshit, but they definitely have a good head on their shoulders, and it's no wonder why people like Adam Conover worked with College Humor. This is another really great one. The Social Consequences of Everything by Hardly Working. Let's watch this one too.
Whoa, Sam canceled work today.
Why? The weather's fine.
He said there's a goose in his yard and he's afraid to come out. Well, we've got the whole day. What do you want to do?
Ooh, the new Woody Allen movie is supposed to be good.
I don't know. He's accused of some pretty bad stuff.
Right. Never mind.
What about March Madness? We could watch a game.
I don't know how I feel about the NCAA exploiting kids who risk their bodies for no pay.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Let's go find Adam and make fun of his fedora.
I just watched a documentary on bullying.
Guys, another goose day. Wanna get lunch? McDonald's?
Promotes childhood obesity. Grilled chicken?
Ooh, have you seen those cages?
And now you could have people saying like, oh, well, this is bad because talking about obesity is fat-phobic.
Salads?
Exploiting migrant farmers.
Which, by the way, it isn't just real quick on fat phobia. Making fun of people and being an asshole to people who are fat, that is fat phobia. Addressing actual systemic issues like the obesity epidemic we have in this country, that is not fat phobia. Having body image issues is not fat phobia. The shit that Taylor Swift got in, that was fucking ridiculous, and I might do a video on that specifically as well. We'll see.
Quinoa.
Huge carbon footprint. Tofu?
Let me know if you want me to, actually.
Genetically modified soybean.
Hey, you guys want a ditch? Come to my place, watch Seinfeld?
Not a lot of diversity in that cast.
Okay, Honey Boo Boo.
Poverty tourism.
24?
Torture porn.
Girls?
Nepotistic casting.
The news.
Makes money off panic.
Okay, we could play Mario.
Regressive gender stereotypes.
Okay, well, you guys want to go to the beach, wade into the ocean, and lie on our backs for hours?
I could do that.
I'm down.
I'll drive.
Carbon monoxide. We can take the bus. Oh.
Public transportation spreads disease.
I have hand sanitizer.
Super germs!
Also, I just realized that the ocean idea is bad because technically we'd be litter.
Why don't we...
Animal cruelty. What if we...
It's practically slavery. We can...
No! The terrorists will win.
We could kill ourselves. Just end it all. Have freedom from all social judgment. The terrible awareness that came with the age of information. A return to before, when there were no Upworthy videos reminding you of how your every selfish act orphans a child a world away.
Jesus Christ, Adam, no! We'd be tacitly supporting the gun lobby.
And the energy costs of cremation are astronomical.
Don't even get me started on traditional burials. I mean, the hubris.
Okay, well, you guys want to go sit in a dark, dark basement and wait for tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
You guys like my hat?
Yeah, see, the whole thing is like, you can't do anything. If you live with this mentality that you can't do anything that's going to cause any kind of harm to other people or the environment or anything, then you can't do anything. Now, is it true that there are issues, systemically and otherwise, that need to be addressed? Absolutely. But is the answer to, in the meantime, not do anything, not watch anything, not partake in anything because it causes some kind of harm? Absolutely not. Something that people love doing is scapegoating progressives and progressive ideas with, okay, say like if you bring up the homeless epidemic, there are literally people on the right who will say things like, well, if you care about the poor so much, why don't you open your own house to them? That's not the fucking point. The poorness epidemic that goes on, the homelessness and stuff, it's not my job, it's not your job to be charity for everybody. That's what society is supposed to do. That's what the government is supposed to do. That's how you help and create and continue a functioning society. But they love to shift the blame on other people. And some progressive people fall into that because in an effort of wanting to be more progressive, rather than saying, hey, these are things out of my control, I shouldn't let that, weigh on my own consciousness because there's only so much I can do as an individual. A lot of people don't do that. They fall right into that kind of stuff. And I love how College Humor addresses and discusses these kind of things. And especially with social media these days and the internet in general, more information, more and more comes out about different people. There are always going to be people. There are people, great people in history, who have done horrible, horrible things. Our founding fathers, pretty shitty people. But does that mean that we need to completely disavow the good things that they did? Absolutely not. Does that mean that we need to completely disavow the good things that anybody does just because it turns out that they did some pretty horrible things too? No. Does it mean that we need to disown... I mean, look, you can disown somebody like J.K. Rowling as a person for her transphobia and bigotry and stuff, absolutely. But that doesn't mean that if you're, say, a massive Harry Potter fan, that you have to just forget about all that. I'm a huge fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. The main developer, Yuji Naka, was really, really shitty to his employees. It's come out more and more recently that he was kind of a really terrible boss. Really overworked his employees and things like that. Not cool at all. But am I going to let those things destroy my love for the products that they created? Absolutely not. Because if you do that, you can't have anything. And this isn't even getting into, because people will talk about as well, oh, what about the VFX artists and the costume designers and stuff for Spider-Man Lotus, what we started talking about here. Or, what about the programmers and producers behind the scenes of anything? What about all that stuff? Yeah, that's absolutely valid as well. I do not condone... If you want to do it personally, you are more than welcome to personally boycott things, but I do not condone the idea that if you partake in things that you know are produced in a harmful manner, that you're a bad person because of it. In the capitalistic system that we live in, most things are produced unethically. It's pretty well understood that wage theft is the most common theft in America. There's a lot of issues that go into this stuff, but the answer is not to... Well, the only real answer to those things currently that you can do individually, sit in a dark room and do nothing. There's nothing you can do on your own. That's fine. You don't need to carry the weight of the world on your own shoulders. If you're passionate about certain causes, do something about it. Why do you think I speak on the issues that I do? Because I got sick of seeing so much bullshit people say on one side or the other about stuff that I'm like, I'm going to throw my hat into the ring. Fuck it. And if people don't like what I have to say, okay. People do like what I have to say, great. But I feel like I have a valid opinion on many of these situations, and I look at these things objectively and with nuance, and I try to provide that and try to provide good faith and charitability. Because ultimately, I just want to make the world a better place for everybody. You know, is it horrible that my favorite cookie company, that my favorite cookie is made through extremely unethical means of borderline, if not actual slavery? Absolutely it is. There are some really horrible practices that Nestle does. I'm sorry. Is it Nestle? Nabisco. Nestle does horrible things too. But there are some horrible things that they do. But I can't let that keep me from enjoying the product that I do. I can do things to try and fight for positive change. But in the meantime, I can't just part with these products. I have my phone and my computer that I'm using to record this. I use my phone for my camera, but all this stuff that I use to record this and everything, these were made in sweatshop factories. The clothes off my back, like everything. You can't hold yourself to this standard that, I mean, you can, but you're going to limit yourself so much. And if you want to hold yourself to that standard, fine, but don't hold other people to those standards. If you want to see Spider-Man Lotus, I'm going to. It's a free fan film that's going to be on YouTube. I'm not even giving any money for it. You know, if you want to buy the new Harry Potter game, movie, book, whatever, go for it. And you can still hate what J.K. Rowling stands for. You can still hate what companies like Nabisco stands for. You can watch movies that Harvey Weinstein directed and still hate what he did. You can listen to your favorite artists or watch your favorite movies and hate the things that people who were involved in the production of them did. But you don't have to let that keep you from enjoying the product itself. I think that's a very miserable way to live. But as always, these are just my thoughts. Please, let me know what yours are in the comments down below. Follow me on social media for more. Links in the description. Subscribe and ring the bell to... Wow, I'm sorry. Subscribe and ring the bell to stay up to date. Leave a like if you like. And if not, hope you find something to do like. Take care of each other out there, guys. Later. Peace and love.